Hello, movie lovers everywhere. Hope you've had a good week watching movies. Yes, it's that time of day on a Friday where I get on here and tell everybody what I watched this week. Now, I keep saying to myself, and everybody else for that matter, this is no way in reviewing any movies. I don't think I've ever done a review of one particular movie, just sat here and talk about one movie. Never done that. I don't think I did, so I'm here to talk about the movies. And I'm here to salute my buddy Ian over in Wales, Poker Ball, and my other grumpy old gentleman on film. This is what my daughters got me. My two daughters, Kelly and Christine, bought that for their dad for the holidays. Yes. So, they also got me Mickey a rum. I'll be drinking that for Christmas Eve and through Christmas to New Year's and stuff like that. Yeah, so, salute! Let's talk about the movies. All right, you got your trusty little book here, right? So you can at least keep track. All right, first one I watched, not that it matters, but TCM, yes, TCM. It's called Of Human Hearts, 1938. Starring Walter Houston, James Stewart, Ian, are you listening? James Stewart and Charles Colburn, and Beulah Bondi. She's in a lot of movies, very good actors. It's about a humble 19th century Ohio preacher and his troubled family. Now these people, a preacher, his wife, and their son. They moved to Ohio. Ohio sent for them. They needed a new preacher. The old one either, I think, passed away or got too old, one of the two. So they end up there, and they paid them so much money a year, plus they give them clothes, other people's clothes, and dogs. And they give them food like potatoes and stuff and all that, so they have a really hard time of it. And the boy, which in the beginning of the movie, the young guy, the boy, which turns out to be Jimmy Stewart later on, he gets older. Him and his father really don't quite get along with each other. But it's a very well done story. And it's basically the middle part of the movie, near the middle part of the movie, takes place in the Civil War. And Jimmy Stewart's character, when he was younger, wants to be a doctor. So that's the short stump of it, just a little bit I'm telling you about it. But it's a very good story. What did I give it? I gave it an 8 out of 10. All right, what else have I watched? I watched another TCM movie, TCM. The Venetian Affair. Robert Bong, the guy from Man from U.N.C.L.E. He becomes involved in some international intrigue. Spies and shit like that, right? Over in, I think it's Paris. But Boris Karloff is in it for, a few minutes, 5-10 minutes. Boris Karloff's the only interesting thing about this movie. It's not very good. It's kind of boring on the blah side. So if you, come across it, don't bother. Don't waste your time on it. I gave it a 3. Just a 3. All right, what else? Moving on, Bob. Oh, yeah, okay, so I watched a movie on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix came across this movie. I go on Netflix once in a while, roam around, check things out. This one's called Master C. You see, this is a gentleman that was in Ip Man. He fought Ip Man basically to a standstill, right? So, it's Max, what's his name? Max Sang? And Dave Bautista's in it. Yeah. And Tony Jaa. Tony Jaa's only in it for, I'd say, a few minutes. He's not in it that much, right? So, but it's somebody's selling. The whole basic idea is somebody's selling cocaine. Heroin, I should say. Is heroin and cocaine the same thing? I don't know. So somebody's selling, in the neighborhood, right? And Matt Sung character, Master C, kind of gets involved a little bit. Lots of fighting, lots of good action in it. So if you find it on Netflix or you come across it, it's called Master Z. I liked it. I give it a 7. Yeah, 7. Yeah, it's 7. It's a good movie. Just a 7. All right, what else? Oh yeah, I watched this TCM movie also. This one's TCM. I've seen this a few times. I don't own it. I don't own this movie. Kiss Me Deadly, 1955. Private Eye, Mike Hammer, picks up a hitchhiker. Both are kidnapped and she is killed. Cloris Leachman. I think that was her first movie. Both are kidnapped. She is killed. Now the PI wants to avenge her murder and find out why. So he's going around, finding out the reason why she got killed and stuff. So it's it's from the book Mickey Spillane. He made a lot of books. There's a few Mickey Spillane movies, right? Mike Hammer movies. So yeah, this one gets a 7. It's all right. Who's in this movie? Oh, I didn't write it down. What's his name? Was it Aldo Ray? No, I don't know. Oh, jeez. I didn't write down who was in the movie. I don't think it was Aldo Ray. Anyway, look it up. It's called Kiss Me Deadly, 1955. Forget who was in the friggin' movie. Jeez, I'm slipping. I even got the book and I forgot who to write down. Who starred in the movie. All right, this one here. Okay, let's get on this one here. This one right here. My Soul to Take. This is a Wes Craven movie, right? Wes Craven. As Ian would say, to verifies Ian talks about movies. This is just a, what do you want to call it? A lump of shit. This movie's a lump of shit. This doesn't even register on the 1 to 10. This one is a big fat 0. You know what this one is? This one's a 0. This one goes down the dumpster. This one's a dumpster. Throw that in the garbage. All right? Terrible movie. I wish I had my 2 hours back. Well, maybe not quite 2 hours, but you know what I'm talking about. I could have read a book or something in that friggin' time. All right, what else did I watch? Okay, this one. We're in the Money. Joan Blondell, yes, 1935. Her and her friend are in business together. They work for this guy. And they roam around giving servers and letters, to show up in court to serve, right? They have to give people these letters. It's a screwball comedy from, the 30s. Screwball comedies are big in the 30s and 40s. So yeah, it's a fun movie. It's a laughable movie. And the funny thing is, you get to see the old cars at the time, and in buildings and places like that, right? And driving around these old 1935 cars and stuff. Fascinating. That's why I like watching old movies sometimes. I mean, 1935. This movie took place in 1935, right? So the cars that they were parking on the street, and the boats they were in, the buildings they were in, the furniture, in the room, everything was from 1935. So very interesting. Joan Blondell, and she was a nice-looking girl too. She made a lot of nice-looking movies. She got a few movies with Mickey Rooney. Not Mickey Rooney. No, Jimmy Cagney. I got Mickey Rooney on the brain. Jimmy Cagney. She was in some of his movies. Chaos. This movie here, Chaos. Yeah, this is Jason Statham, and whatever how you pronounce his name. Wesley Snipes and Ryan. What's his name? Ryan Phillippe. Phillippe. Yeah, Phillippe. Anyway, yeah. Jason Statham. Yeah, he gets kicked off the police force, of course, because he shot somebody. And then there's a robbery at the bank, and they put him back on, on the job. Because the people at the bank that are robbing the place asked for him, for a negotiator and talk to them and stuff like that. But the whole thing, everything in this movie is, I don't want to spoil it for you, but everything in this movie is like a setup. There's reasons why things happen in this movie. And the only way you're going to find out about it, you're going to have to watch it. So, yeah, Chaos. There's a little bit of action in it, not much. There is some action. I shouldn't say none. There's not. There's some. Yeah, there's some action in it. So it gets a 7, just a 7. You don't really have to watch this movie again if you don't want to. If you see it once, it's not unless you want to watch it again. But yeah, some of these movies, you know, like I said before, some of these movies you can watch over and over again, and some movies, if you watch them once, you're good enough. It's good enough. Oh, of course, this one you can watch as many times as you want, right? Elf. Some people like this movie. Some people don't like this movie. But, you know, everybody's like that, right? That's why we watch movies. That's why we have an opinion, right? Some people don't like it, so you don't like it. Some people love it. This one, Elf, right? Yeah. He's living with Santa Claus and the crew, right? He's brought up as an elf. Then you find out that, yeah, you know, that's not his dad. He's got to go into New York, go find his father. It's a riot. What did I give it? Are you waiting for this one? I gave it an 8. You know why? Because I like it. All right. Well, here's one. Yeah, I watched Sunny Side Up. Janet Gaynor. Pretty young Janet Gaynor. Yep. I wonder why that's so bright there. What is that? At the window? Must be. I don't know. That looks odd to me. Yeah, Janet Gaynor. Charles Farrell. I don't know that guy. I'm pretty sure I heard of Janet Gaynor. This is an old movie from 1929. Talking about old sets and old furniture and everything. This place takes place in New York, I'm pretty sure. In the Bronx. There's a lot of singing and dancing in here and stuff like that. But what did I give it? I give it a 5. It's alright, but, you know, so. It's, I watched it because it's from 1929. I'll keep this movie. You know, but what's it about, Janet Gaynor? You have to basically they're singing and doing a little dancing in it, and they're, you know, eating and sitting around the table and stuff like that, and going on dates, and funny movie. So yeah, what else did I watch? Okay, what else? Oh, Follow the Fleet. Follow the Fleet. Everybody knows that movie. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. What number movie was that? They've been in a few movies together. What? How many movies did they make together? 10? I don't know. Yeah, so he's what do you call it? He's in the Navy, right? He's joined the Navy. So he's come back. He's on leave. Him and Randolph Scott. Yeah, Randolph Scott's in this movie. Anyway, they're on leave and they hook up again, and he goes to see Ginger Rogers, and just a typical Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers movie. It gets a 6. And a young, what's her name? Harriet Hilliard. It's in this movie. Later to become Harriet Nelson. You know, Ozzie and Harriet. Yeah, she's to marry Ozzie Nelson. A young Harriet. Yeah. Hilliard. She's good. She's nice looking. Oh yeah, she's a nice looking girl or lady or. But yeah, Follow the Fleet, 1936. Nowhere Boy. This movie is about, of course, it's about John Lennon. Before he hooks up with Paul McCartney, and I think he hooked up with George in this. He must have. Well, most of the time it's him, but sometimes you see Paul McCartney's character. This one's Kristen Scott Thomas. John Lennon before Hamburg. Before they go off to Germany and stuff like that. It's all right. It's a pretty interesting story. I gave it a 7. No big deal though. Just gets a simple 7. Nothing fantastic about it. Just a 7. You can watch it. Don't have a problem. You can watch it. No problem. Oh yeah, Life Begins for Andy Hardy. That's right here. Life Begins for Andy Hardy. Andy decides to go to New York to get a job. He wants to get a job. He doesn't want to go to college yet. He wants to see what life's all about, of course. So he goes into town. Judy Garland's in this movie too. I think this is the last one that Judy Garland's in with him. And they cut out some songs Judy Garland did in the movie. They cut them out. I don't know why, but they did. And I don't think I ever saw a copy of Life Begins with Judy Garland singing any songs in it. Does one exist? I don't know. Yeah, so he goes to New York to get a job. Of course, he meets up with a young lady and he buys her perfume and he runs out of money and he's sleeping in the park and the regular, you know, Andy Hardy movie, right? And most of the movies, Andy Hardy movies, they're simple. I shouldn't say simple, but back then, these Andy Hardy movies made a lot of money. Oh yeah, they made a lot of money. These things were a money goddamn machine. Yeah, talking about making money, the Andy Hardy movies, they did. So yeah, what do you think there was 10 of them for or whatever? Or how many? I don't know. How many did I say? I don't know. But there was a lot of Andy Hardy movies, right? So they made money. And that's the reason why people went to see these at the theater. Every time an Andy Hardy movie showed up at the theater, there was a flock of people heading out to see it. So yeah, so that gets a 6. Most of them get a 6. There's nothing really special about them, right? But you can watch them. You can have a few laughs. They're just a simple little movie about a young guy, teenager, getting himself into trouble. And that's basically it. Oh yeah, I watched this too. Oh, that's Life Begins with Andy Hardy. Excuse me. Look at that. And there's a nutcracker. Woo! That tastes good. All right. What else? Oh yeah. This is I bought this for $3 down around the corner at the Dollarama. $3 for this. A well spent $3. Yeah. Sometimes you come across some of these gems. Ozzie and Harriet, Christmas with the Nelsons. From what was it? 1952, 1952, 1955, and 1957. Yeah, these are just fun. They were fun. It was just funny videos. The Nelson family. Love it. Robert Mitchum. Box set here. Yes, this is from here I watched The Night of the Hunter, Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, 1955. And it gets an 8. A big 8. Yeah, a big 8 out of 10. Right? Preacher man. He's killed 25 women. 25 of them. Although you don't know that, but you know, the movie tells you. I don't want to spoil it for you, right? But he killed 25 ladies. He strangles them, you know, chokes the shit out of them, stabs them with a knife, stuff like that. Anyway, he comes across this guy in jail. This guy in jail stole $10,000. So he goes back to the town where the guy came from, hooks up with his wife, which is Shelley Winters, and she has 2 young kids, right? But he's snipping around for the 10 grand, yeah. This guy's scary as shit, man. He's a scary bastard, right? Yeah, he's talking about Creepsville. You just watching the movie, you get friggin' itchies up your spine, right? Yeah, no wonder it's Mikey's favorite movie. Mikey doesn't like too many horror movies, but he likes this one. This is not to scare the shit out of you on a Sunday morning. 1955, Shelley Winters, a big 8. Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation. Come on, everybody. Merry Christmas. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Kiss somebody's ass. Yeah. It's hilarious. Everybody's got to have seen Christmas Vacation by now. I'm not spoiling for you, but yeah, they all end up at Sparky's house. The mom and dad's and the grandma, or his mom and dad, her mom and dad, and they all end up at the house and they're putting up Christmas decorations and putting lights all over the... Oh, excuse me. Must have been the drink. But yeah, I won't talk too much about this movie, but yeah. What's that? Oh, an 8. Another 8, people. Big 8 here, right here. I watch this movie every year. Every year. I get a big laugh out of it. Yeah, so funny. And when the squirrels the squirrels running around, the dogs chasing them, and oh, that's hilarious. All right. Yeah, 8. Okay, what's the last one? The last one basically was Meet Me in St. Louis. Meet Me in St. Louis. Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944, Judy Garland. Takes place in 1903, heads into 1904. They live in a big house. The mom, right? The dad, the maid, clean lady? Yeah. And how many kids? Tootie's there, the little one. And Judy and her sister and her brother. Yeah, and dad gets a bright idea. He's going to take a job. Yeah, he's going to move to New York. Yeah, they live in St. Louis, so he gets a job and he's going to move to New York. Yeah, so everybody's kind of a little upset, right? So they got to leave, their home, had to, leave all their friends and stuff. It's just a little family movie about family, about mom and dad, and what they do and stuff. 1903, so it's a very good movie, a very fun movie. It's just a fun movie. That's all there is to it, right? So Judy sings a few songs. It's directed by Vincent Minnelli, right, which turned out to be Judy's husband there for a while, right? So yeah, here's my phone. Somebody's trying to call me, but so that's what it is. Yeah, Meet Me in St. Louis, 1944. It's a big 8 out of 10, right? So there's what I watched this week, and I'll be back again next Friday with the movies I watched. So there. Stay safe, everyone. See, I got my Christmas tree up. I got my place decorated. I got some nutcrackers up, but I'm not really done yet. So I might be putting a video up of my apartment, the tree and the nutcrackers and stuff. I'll probably either do it Monday or Tuesday, I think. So look forward to that video, right? Bob's Christmas tour of his apartment. Mostly it's just a living room here, right? From the back, the tree, the little things that I got setting around. But yeah, so okay, look forward to that. All right, talk to you later. Stay safe, look after yourselves. All right, have a good weekend.